folks. Welcome to See the Stories, the signature segment of the 3-Hour News Show. Now, in this segment, we're going to talk about sleep training for babies because in the, recently, there's a trending topic lately, especially among the Indonesian celebrities who managed to create sleep patterns for their babies. Now, I had sleep training for my babies as well, which I had very hard time with. But I want to ask Maria because she has a 1-year-old baby at home. So, do you sleep train your baby, and how do you do that? Do you have problems with it?
Actually, he hasn't been able to sleep by himself, but he sleeps a lot easier now because I don't have to carry all the way, back and forth while singing. Right now, it becomes easier because I just have to soft pat him until he falls asleep. Usually, while I'm singing something to him.
Oh,
yeah, like lullabying him.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Do you have any experience?
I used to do that. Well, I have a 5-year-old son right now, but when he was 1, 2, I would do similar to that. I would put him right here, sing something to him, and then maybe in the next 15 minutes, then he would fall asleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like really gone.
Well, there are typical of parents who cannot, let the babies cry all night for a couple of hours until they fell asleep. But we want to know more about it. And if you're curious about it, let's take a deeper look at sleep training. There it is. Sleep training is a process where babies are trained to fall asleep by themselves, whether normally or in some cases where they suddenly wake up late at night. Sleep training can apparently help babies develop a healthy sleep pattern and physical condition. It also helps parents to have more sleep time themselves. That's important.
That's really important.
Yes.
That's it.
Because, I still suffer from lack of sleep.
Yeah, I feel you a lot, Maria, because having 3 kids, it feels like I didn't have enough sleep for years.
Wow, yeah, you're a Wonder Woman. Even having 1, I feel like that's a lot, and you have 3, wow.
But that's the beauty of being a mom,
yes,
right?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
All right, to know more about sleep training, we are now connected with certified baby sleep consultant and Happy Little Sleeper founder, Elvina Yahya. Good afternoon, Elvina.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Elvina.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes,
I'm
this
so
is
excited and honored to be here.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you too.
So, I hope it's not a time where you sleep train some babies right at this hour.
No, it's not. Actually, in an hour, I'll be training another baby.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So this is a good time to chat with her.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, Elvina. So first of all, what is the best age for babies to receive sleep training?
Okay, so typically we can start around 4 months. I heard you have a 1-month baby. Is that right?
Oh.
We can.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
we can
not 1
start
year.
like
1 year.
1 year. All right. We can start at 4 months. 4 months. We typically can start, and that's around the really good age between 4 to 6 months, where they can really learn quickly.
So how do you know if the baby is ready to be put on a sleep training, sessions with a mom? Sometimes you don't have the heart to do it yet.
Yes, usually we would make sure that moms and dads are actually ready for the process.
And dads, yes.
Usually what I found is it's not the baby who isn't ready, but the parents.
Exactly, I agree.
That's really funny, but it's good too. Now, is there a good rule of thumb of how long babies normally sleep? Because they sleep sometimes at odd hours too. But is there actually a good framing for that?
Actually, a really good time for a baby to sleep is between 7 to 8 at night, because we want the hormone growth to produce in an optimum rate. So we would typically want them to sleep at around 7 to 8 and wake up around 6 to 7. I know that's quite early for us, but for babies, it's quite normal for them to wake up around 6 to 7.
Okay.
All right.
So can you tell us like the step-by-step to sleep train our babies?
Yes, of course. So first of all, you gotta ask your pediatrician first if they actually allow your baby to sleep train, because we want to make sure there's no medical or there's behavioral condition that might interrupt the sleep training process. And secondly, you gotta make sure that you got a support from your partner, you're on the same page, and you got a support from everyone in the house. That's also important. And number 3, before we go any further, we gotta make sure the room environment is also conducive for sleep. So you got to make sure you put on like the blackout curtain, the whiteness is on, and the sleep sack is also on, so that your baby is all comfortable. And fourth, you gotta choose the best sleep training method that is the best for you, the most suitable ones. And the last one is to do your own research and really know like which method to use, or else you can always ask for expert advice on that.
Yeah. So I'm just curious because I had different experiences with my babies, and some old mothers still say that, you know, you just let it cry, you know, for I don't know how long it might endure crying. And then if you keep that pattern for at least a week, then they'll develop that sleep training pattern already. So is it a part of the sleep training that is the best, you think, or it really depends on how the parents could actually handle the babies?
Yeah, because from what I believe is, I don't believe in cry it out method, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Because cry it out means like you just gonna leave your child to cry until they fall asleep. And this can be very stressful for the baby and also for the parents. So, so I would not recommend cry it out myself for my clients. We usually use other methods such as like Ferber method, sit down method, and pick up put down method, which I use a lot to my clients, which are more gentler for the babies and also for the parents.
So it means that it also needs to the parents to be ready to, you know, come to the baby and, you know, soothe them again and pat them again so that they can go back to sleep, right?
Yes, of course, because you know what, like every baby is different, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we need to like choose like the right methods that are suitable for the parents, like to fit the family dynamics and also personality of each baby.
Right, right. So maybe following up on that, cry out kind of method. Now, is there a very bad or negative impacts on letting babies do, or letting them do that? Traumatized? Will they get traumatized when they get a little bigger and older, maybe?
Abandoned
Or
baby.
Yes,
right.
Something like that.
Yeah, I believe that babies have a lot of needs that needs to be met, right? Like sometimes they can be hungry, sometimes they can be cold, and we need to like fulfill these needs by visiting them, making sure they're okay. And if you're leaving a child to cry for too long, they can be like in distress position where they can actually feel anxious, and in the long run they can feel traumatized.
What about if you sleep in the same room with the baby? I mean, the baby will always see you, and if they see the mother just, you know, slouching on the bed and still sleeping, and they cry, that's what would happen?
The baby will definitely be angry.
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
Not good.
Usually during the sleep training, right? If the parents need to like share the room, I would really recommend parents to like be outside the room for a while until the babies actually fall asleep, and then they can come in once the baby is already asleep, so that they wouldn't like interrupt their sleep, because they already sleep by 7 to 8, right?
Yes.
And parents usually wouldn't be asleep by then. They would still be watching TV, playing with Instagram and all that.
Yes, I agree. And what about the medias we can use to help sleep train our babies, like music or aromatherapy? What are the stuff that you recommend most?
Yes, I actually do recommend aromatherapy because we can do that as one of the bedtime routines, so that it helps signals the baby that it's time for sleep, kind of thing. So bedtime routines is very important for babies, right? So when you do certain of things like consistently every day before they go to bed, they can actually fall asleep faster. What I recommend is aromatherapy, white noise is also good, weighted sleep sack is also good. There are like 3 things that I usually recommend parents to use during the sleep training.
That's great.
Yes.
I mean, I started doing the tiptoeing when I have babies because I don't want to wake them up. But, you know, sometimes parents really make their babies so comfortably, you know, sleeping on their sometimes on their hold, on something like that, so they don't sleep train their babies. So can you share with us perhaps the benefits if you really do sleep train your babies?
Yes, like for me and for a lot of my clients, like sleep training really is like a big life-changing event.
Oh, yeah.
Like it helps us to be ourselves. Like it helps me to be the mother that my child actually needed, and I can finally reconnect again with my husband. It is actually the answer for a lot of relationship, to be honest.
Yeah.
And a lot of mothers also reported like their child actually eat more.
What
Eat
about the
more
bonding
and they
between the mom and the baby? Does it improve as well through the sleep train?
Yes, of course, because what I found usually mom would be like so tired and they tend to be like be moody as well
Yeah,
because we didn't get enough sleep. It's like a human thing, right? When we get tired, we just can't focus on anything. So when we have enough sleep and then we can focus with our babies, like how what's important for her growth and development kind of thing. So we can really focus on the parenting, how to emotionally attach with our baby.
Yeah. Oh my God, you have to be a daring parent.
Yes.
to
So
do
yeah,
that. I mean, to some.
again, following up on that, if you don't have the heart, I mean,
Yes.
right? Because
Yeah.
well, my son is 5 years old now, but I remember back then when we were trying to get him to sleep at a very certain hour, like you said, between 7 and 8 p.m. is the best.
Yeah.
But sometimes he didn't want to go to bed yet, and
Yeah.
we really have to just be
Yes, I
very iron kind of clad person to make sure that you go to sleep now. I'm gonna go and watch my Netflix, something like that. So what if you don't have the heart? What can you do to make sure that you're still within the boundaries of making sure, okay, my baby needs his rest or needs his sleep now?
Okay, maybe for the parents also needs to be disciplined with the consistent routine.
We have to be
Netflix.
disciplined.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
Sorry
also
to say
the
that,
work
but,
of the
yeah, it's
parents,
very
right?
important.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we need to have like consistent routines. Like for example, like you want your child to sleep by 8 o'clock for like from like 6:30. We already do a lot of bedtime routines. Like for example, taking a bath and then put on all the aromatherapy, and then put on a relaxing music, and we have like some quiet time kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where we can just like wind down from all the disruption and all the distraction, because baby gets stimulated very easily, right?
So
yeah.
perhaps out of my curiosity again, so you need to sleep train your baby when he is still awake but very tired, but not drinking or being nursed, or how is it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, so the idea is just like putting your baby down, drowsy but awake, in drowsy but awake state. But you gotta make sure like all the nutritional needs is already met, their emotional needs already met. They have enough sleep during the day so that they are not overtired. Yeah, so there will be like a whole lot of schedule that I give to my clients, making sure like everything's go smoothly during the day so that we can sleep train at night smoothly
So don't do
without
that when
any
you
trouble.
travel
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I agree. When the baby is overtired, he's gonna be very cringy and
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah, it's going to be
No
harder.
sleep training for
Yeah.
him at that moment. And I'm curious about about the lighting. Does it matter for the baby?
It really matters.
Does darker mean deeper
Super
sleep,
important.
or just a little light better for him?
Darker is actually better because our body actually produces melatonin right at night with the absence of light. So whenever there's a presence of light, like for example just a small light, sometimes it can wake the baby up, and they can be like, oh my God, I want to play this, I want to play that, I can see the bottle on the table, I want to play with that bottle, all those sort of things. So when you create that room, like a really dark room, you're making your baby concentrate in sleeping,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so that so that we can induce more melatonin, and he can go into a deeper sleep kind of state.
Basically, you don't give him any chance and
Yeah.
other options but to sleep,
chance.
right?
Right. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, during the nighttime, if they don't wake up at all, I mean, that's it. That's good. It's a good night
Yeah.
for the parents. But what happens when they wake up during the night and they want
They want some milk.
They want
Yeah.
something, to go back to sleep again. What happens then?
Usually we would look into their age. Like for example, commonly around 9 months above, child do not need any more feeding at night, unless there's a medical condition. If they are gaining weight healthily, they shouldn't be needing any feeding. So if they woke up in the middle of the night, there's actually a lot of reason to it. Like it can be because of regression, it can be because of milestone that they're going through. Like for example, they're about to walk and they just want to practice all that skills. So they just woke up in the middle of the night, wanting to practice that skill. That can be one of the reasons, and another reason can be also teething. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons that
can cause.
But yeah, I mean, some kids at some certain age, they have this action of closing their mouths. They don't want to eat anything. So perhaps they don't have enough food during the day. And they
wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, they're so hungry, so they have to get up at night. So what should parents do?
What should we do? Because it happens to my
you
kid.
can. When your child says that she's hungry or he's hungry, you can always give them food. It's totally okay. I mean, like I always say to my clients during the sleep training, you can like don't be like a very rigid mom. You know what I mean? Just be flexible with your routines. Like whenever your child needs something, like something to take care of them, like for example, milk or anything like that, you can always attend to them and give them. But always remember not to be not to give them a habit. Because child quickly learns.
Oh my God, parents need to learn first.
Yes.
We gotta learn for them. So yeah, this is actually a debate where that I had with my wife when my son was a lot younger than 5 years old. But we were talking about, okay, I think this is the time for us to move him to his own room, or no, we gotta keep him here until he's old enough. How old is old enough, or how quickly can we actually do that if we are thinking of doing that?
Okay, we always see pair guidelines, right? The AAP actually recommends baby to sleep independently above at least 6 months old.
Wow.
At least above 6 months old.
Wow,
yeah.
Okay.
To reduce the chance of SIDS. So below 6 months, we always recommend baby to room share with parents.
All right. So you can put them to sleep, you can stay with them in his room or her room, but then after he falls asleep, you get out. And then you can watch Netflix. Haranga. You can watch Okay, maybe you can share a little bit of tips and tricks to mothers to successfully train their babies.
So first of all, you need to be calm and confident. That's like the most important thing, and you need to be ready, right? And secondly, you need to be consistent throughout his sleep journey, whatever like coming your way, you need to be always consistent. And third, you need to and also white noise and sleep sack. That's my trick.
All right.
White noise.
Well, thank you so much. I think to discipline your baby can start as early as possible. That also includes a sleep training. And thank you so much for sharing with us the tips and tricks, including by Elvina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Thank you so much for your time.
Talk soon.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, so we can decide on our next.